There were 262 locally acquired cases of COVID-19 reported in New South Wales for the 24 hours to 8 o'clock last night. There are also 6 overseas acquired cases to 8 o'clock last night. There were 95,480 tests reported until 8 o'clock last night, compared to the previous day's total of 108,449. In terms of cases in hospital, we are seeing large numbers of people with COVID admitted to hospital. There are 362 cases admitted to hospital, with 58 in intensive care and 24 requiring ventilation. Of the 58 cases in intensive care, 5 are in their 20s, 7 in their 30s, 4 in their 40s, 17 in their 50s, 7 in their 60s, 15 in their 70s and 3 in their 80s. So young people are certainly getting caught up with this disease. Of the 58 people in ICU, 54 were not vaccinated, 3 had received their first dose of AstraZeneca and 1 had received their first dose of Pfizer vaccine. Sadly, as the Premier mentioned, New South Wales Health has been notified of the death of a person with COVID-19, who's a woman in her 80s, who was a resident of the Wyoming Residential Aged Care Facility in Summerhill, and she died in Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. She tested positive for COVID-19 on the 1st of August and was admitted to hospital that day. We extend our sincere sympathies to the family and loved ones of that person. She was not vaccinated. We've had positive sewage detections in Dubbo and low levels in Mudgee, so we're asking people to come forward for testing in those communities. There's no known cases in those communities, so we need to be extra vigilant. Wherever we see sewage in communities without known cases, so that please come forward for testing if you have even the mildest of symptoms, if you live in Dubbo or Mudgee. The Premier mentioned additional restrictions for 12 suburbs in the City of Penrith. Now we've seen the front of the epidemic move into parts of Penrith, adjacent to the areas in Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney. So we're concerned, and the additional restrictions will help contain that outbreak emerging there. The suburbs affected, which are adjacent to Cumberland and Liverpool LGAs, Caddens, Claremont, Meadows, Colyton, Erskine Park, Kemps Creek, Kingswood, Mount Vernon, North St Mary's, Orchard Hills, Oxley Park, St Clair and St Mary's. In line with the restrictions currently in place in Blacktown, Campbelltown, Canterbury-Bankstown, Cumberland, Fairfield, Georges River, Liverpool and Parramatta LGAs, people in these 12 suburbs must only obtain food or other goods and services and exercise within 5 kilometres of their home. You can't travel to other areas of work outside those areas unless you're an authorised worker. Masks must be worn whenever you're outdoors, except in a common outdoor area of a backyard apartment, for example, and masks do not have to be worn while you're in a car with other members of your family. Thanks very much.